In a world full of boring marketing misfits, get ready for the ride of your life with Dean Holland in The Drive.
Good morning, welcome to The Drive. It's Dean Holland here, and we've got a different route, as some of you would say, to the office, Internet Profits HQ this morning. So, had to get up early this morning, well, a bit earlier than normal. I've just been to the doctor's, so it is now 9 AM in the morning, and my arms are starting to feel numb because I've just had several injections, several vaccinations. So in around about just under 6 weeks, I actually go to Kenya for 10 days with World Teacher Aid and several other people. My fiance's coming. I'm going with, who else? Russell Brunson and his wife, and many other incredible entrepreneurs. And I'm really excited. I've never done anything like it. The reason we're actually going, I sponsored building a classroom, gave a significant multiple 5-figure donation to actually sponsor building a classroom. So we actually go out there and help build the school with the classroom that I've sponsored building in Kenya. We do that for about 5 days or so, and then we get on like another small little plane, and we fly off for a few days to go on safari in Kenya, which is just incredibly exciting. I've never done anything like this. I travel quite a lot, but I've never done anything like this, so it's just incredibly exciting. I expect it actually to be life-altering, and I can't wait to share all about that and take lots of footage if possible, and share lots about that experience with you guys. But as of this morning, it's not pleasure, it's pain. And this reminds me of, I was thinking this morning, when I was sat in the doctor's waiting room, I was like, I haven't had any vaccinations or, injections for, since I was a kid. And of course you forget, like, what's the pain like? Does it hurt? Does it not? And they don't really hurt, to be honest. They're over quite quickly. But now, half an hour on, my arms are starting to ache. I can feel like, I've had, a few injections in each arm. 2 in this one, 2 in this one, just to get me started. I've got more to go next week and the week after. But it reminds me of something in business, in a way, like the whole pleasure-pain thing. Well, first thing is, in case you don't already realise, that everything we do, every decision we make in our life is to actually move us, is actually in relation to pleasure or pain, either moving away from pain or towards pleasure. And another thing that, a mistake I made in my life, not in my life, but in my business life, is sometimes I would sacrifice the wrong things. I would sacrifice long-term pleasure for short-term gains, which really was hurting me. And I only see that now as I look back. You see, what I encourage everyone to do is to figure out exactly what they want out of their life. What does it look like? Be like a kid, design it. Everybody just works to make a living in life, a lot of people, and it's like they just work to they live to work, essentially. They're just getting by through life. But really, if you take the time to figure out what does your life look like, if there was no chance of failure, if there was no barriers, if you could afford everything, there was no cap on resources, what would life look like? And then really, what you ultimately need to do is sacrifice short-term gains, sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term pleasure, for long-term gains. Okay, and I want you to think about that. Am I saying don't have any fun or don't enjoy yourself in the short term? No. I actually fully believe that you should reward yourself at every given stage in your journey. You know, when you've taken an action and you've progressed, you should reward yourself. Okay, and that gives you personal incentives to keep going. However, I also do not believe that you should be sacrificing long-term success and long-term gains for short-term wins, like short-term success that may not last. So what I mean by that is, you know, a lot of people, and I've done it, to be honest, a lot of people, they start making a bit of money and they go off and they start, you know, blowing it all. Like they start drinking fancy bottles of champagne out in bars and clubs. They start buying, you know, they buy themselves a car and they've got no resources left, but they've made themselves feel good in the short term, but that money now is gone. That money isn't working for them. When really, if you put that money to work for you and sacrifice the short-term gains, you could have a lot of long-term success and a lot of long-term happiness for the rest of your life. So anyway, bit of a random topic this morning. Like I say, my arms are dying. I can barely lift my arms. It was quite tough driving, just like this. But anyway, we're here. Time to keep pushing forwards. The new funnel is absolutely rocking it at the moment, and long may that continue. So with that said, have a great day. Gosh, it's Friday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you back, of course, on another episode of The Drive on Monday. Let's talk to you soon.